How many years in the...
So 9 years in the RAF, and then 24 years in the police.
Yes.
So my first day on duty, operational day on duty, was actual 7/7 bombings. I'm there getting my full bomb suit on, the ones you see in the sort of walking along, and my dog's there waiting to go in.
So, it's been a while, but welcome to Beer with Bourne. It's been a little while since we've done one, but today I'm joined by Garth Stinson. Garth,
how you doing?
Pleasure.
Cheers, Shlonda.
Thank you very much for joining me. Today it's Guinness, so yeah.
Why not?
Now, my eldest always tries to encourage me, he's a Guinness drinker, Ollie, always tries to encourage me to break the G. Never managed it, he does it every time, but he's 23, so he can get away with it. So, interesting. So, we've met a couple of times.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of Zooms, or even Teams meetings, whatever they were. And I was really interested to get you on because I think you've got a really cool backstory.
Oh, thank you very much.
Leading on to now what you do.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me a little bit about you? Who's Garth?
Hi, me. Well, I'm slightly over 50 now. Grew up in Northern Ireland.
Yep.
Grew up in the 60s, sort of started the Troubles. Joined the military, joined the RAF police, military police, when I was 18. And then had a fantastic period going all around the world, out in places like Hong Kong and Borneo and Germany and all over.
I didn't know any of this.
Oh,
that's cool.
Yeah. Not doing anything, just, you know.
Yeah.
Had a really good time, loads of different cultures. So did 9 years in that. Went for my commission as a fighter pilot twice.
Did you?
Got asked back a second time.
Wow.
And the wing commander at selection said, Corporal Stinson, he said, based on your results, we wouldn't let you fly a model aircraft. He said, well, there's a desk job for you. And I said, wow, always wanted to fly either fighter jets or helicopters.
Yeah.
But tried a really fair system out. Simply wasn't good enough, which was probably right. And then joined the police.
Yep.
And also,
So how long were you in the...
I did 9 years.
9 years.
9 years, yeah. 9 great years in there as well, really good time.
So how many years in the...
So 9 years in the RAF, and then 24 years in the police.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I've been out of the police, be 8 years just gone Christmas.
Okay.
So I've done a variety of jobs since then, weird and wonderful.
Yeah. Now, I heard, I don't know how correct this is, that you might have been doing something slightly special in the police side though.
I used to work, I worked for one of our agencies,
Yes.
intelligence agencies, for 5 years while I was in the police, on the covert side.
Yeah.
So my job was to, basically, without obviously getting into it too much,
Yeah, of course.
was to get intelligence from people to make sure bombs didn't go off and people didn't get killed,
Which
around the UK, which is,
comforting to know there are people out there doing that.
Yeah.
Because you just, I mean, the way the world at the moment, it's all a bit weird, isn't it? But
Yeah.
so have you really, without digging too deep, because obviously you're going to have to say, no, sorry, I can't answer that, but is there a particular time that you can remember and you just think, either, oof, that one was a bit close, or you managed to divert something happening?
Certainly, when I was what I call overt, so I was in uniform, so I was in charge of the bomb dogs for British Transport Police in London.
Okay.
So my first day on duty, operational day on duty, was actual 7/7 bombings, which was a bit of a baptism of fire. I was a brand new bomb dog handler. I'd been a general purpose handler in Lincolnshire, which is
Lincolnshire.
Yeah, I did 9 years in Lincolnshire Police, my first force. So it was 21/7. So we'd had the bombings in 7/7, 2005. 2 weeks later, we got attacked again, and one of the bombs didn't go off. In fact, two of the bombs didn't go off.
Right.
And I got a call to Vauxhall Station, right opposite MI6, as a handler, even though I was in charge, I still deployed my own dog. And it was probably the most surreal experience I've had, where everybody's running out of the station.
And you're running in.
And I'm running in, and I remember a bomb disposal officer from the Met Police, and they were called explosive officers, been there, seen it, done it in the days of the IRA. I'm there getting my full bomb suit on, the ones you see in the sort of walking along, and my dog's there waiting to go, and this guy is sitting on the stairs with a cigarette.
Really?
Going, if you just pop in there, and I walk down to this empty tube station, which is normally thousands of people, and people had abandoned their bags everywhere.
Surreal.
And I could hear my own heart beating.
I bet.
And my dog just thinks it's a training exercise, which is a good thing. And he says, just go down and clear a route down for me and I'll go down. Because it'd been a call. Lots of people were doing like false calls, even though...
Really?
Yeah, which was a good thing. We'd rather people called in than not calling.
Yeah.
But as you can imagine, people were on edge. So yeah, walking down there thinking, I wonder if this is it.
Wow.
Probably, in fact, it is. It's the second only time I felt this is it. On the covert side, you sort of don't know what you don't know. I'd like to think we've stopped a lot of things happening.
Yeah.
But it's certainly, I'm not the one, it's a need to know principle, so I would get so much information, somebody a lot higher up.
Hierarchy.
Yeah, the chain, but yeah, I'd like to think everybody, myself, my colleagues, everything we did went towards stopping. So, but yeah, this is the tip of the iceberg. There's a couple of thousand threats stopped every year in the UK that we know about. It's about 2,000 active jobs going on.
No, actually, I'd rather not know if I'm perfectly
you're
honest.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there'd be panic.
Yeah.
If we knew. So that's good. That's good. But that massively, I would imagine. The training you've had must be brilliant, and that mindset, being able to, sometimes I think I've had a bad day. I'm not going to compare it to putting a bomb suit on and going down a tube station by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah. So that must make you mentally quite strong.
It's an interesting question actually, because it's both, and my company's called Training for Reality. Yeah. Because I don't really leave anything unsaid, because it's important that we're all human. So. Yes, it does. So from a very young age, my first bomb going off when I was age 6 back in my hometown. So I'm attuned into conflict. Yeah. The downside of that is that you can get burnt out after a while, and I certainly at stages in my career I've been burnt out because you're on what I call amber red alert all the time, on duty, off duty.
I suppose it's a bad thing. For me to understand it, I suppose that's a little bit like, you get that excitement before you're permanently on it. So it must be shattering.
It is, and you have to be very careful with that. Yeah. But it's that self-awareness is actually really important, and in a way I've sort of turned that strength and that experience into some of the stuff I teach now. Yeah. To say to people, don't be permanently stressed, because you can't control a lot of things. So but I love it. I love helping people. I love saving people because of what I've seen in my country growing up. So in a way, I feel as if I'm doing what I sort of
made to do.
I'm on the planet to do.
Yeah.
Cool. But I enjoy the excitement. That, quite frankly, the more dangerous, the better. I love that sort of stuff. If I'm honest, that's my.
I gotta steer away from that. But
apart from Guinness, that's my only other sort of.
Well, you can't beat a Guinness.
Yeah.
So how do you think that all that background, all that training, all that experiences, helping you in do we call it civil? You come into the civvies?
So Civvy Street,
Civvy Street, how has that helped you, do you think?
It didn't help me with business, because I knew nothing about business.
Okay.
So I'd been, I don't think we we're born in the military and the police when we grow up. Obviously, there's the X factor, you get kickings and stuff that nobody else would get and all the rest of it, but we don't really have some of the problems that maybe people have in Civvy Street. Yeah. So it was a massive learning curve about things like having to pay for your own dental treatment. In the military, you don't pay for that. But coming out and being a new business person was an absolute shock to the system. Okay. So I've learned a lot, and I learn every day. I learn more. Yeah. Networking has been brilliant for that. But it's helped me in that I am more attuned. Things don't really stress me as much. Okay. I've seen the best of humanity, and I've seen the worst. Yes. So it would take a lot to, I suppose, upset me. Yeah. And it's certainly, when I hear people complaining about things, I'm very happy with my lot. I'm very respectful of what I've got. Yeah. Because I've seen people a lot worse. Absolutely. I've seen people at the bottom of their, the end of their tether, literally. Yeah. Yeah. So it makes me appreciative of what I've got and the sort of support I've got around me. Yeah. Yeah. It puts things in perspective, really. I suppose the short answer. Yeah.
So being able to bring those skills and then pass them on to people is brilliant. So So how long has the business been going?
So been going, it was a year in December, which was great to get through a year's. It's been tough.
It's a nice thing to tick off the calendar. I know I remember it well.
Yeah.
I remember it, me and Ben were like, right, we've done a year. I mean, it's 8 years for us this year. So
Yeah, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we're still around and we're doing well. But so in that year, have you met somebody that you feel like you've had a positive effect on? I'm sure you have, but is the one that stands out? Where you think, oh,
What, an individual?
yeah,
Yeah, there's a couple really. Certainly one, I deliver a women and girls safety course.
Yeah.
And I ran a course where I could tell from the group, but these are private individuals that
Yes.
come to venues, and I was running one course over in Lincolnshire, and I could see an individual with their body language, which is part of what
Yeah,
I
you
teach how
pick
to read
up
body
on.
language, but I could pick up that they had clearly been either were or had been a victim of some sort of domestic violence, controlling
Yeah.
coercive behaviour, and I could see the confidence build. I could see they
great.
felt a little bit more empowered, and then
Yeah.
towards the end, they actually stayed behind and come up and spoke to me.
That's nice.
And I have since done some one-to-one safety advice, and what they're doing, it give them I suppose the confidence to say, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And I don't teach areas I'm not qualified in, won't touch it.
Yeah.
But I was able to put them in touch with counsellors.
That's good.
Different friends that are in the security industry that can help,
Yeah.
do things like CCTV, and it literally has transformed their life. And which is what they said to me, which to me it's all worth it for one person.
Yeah.
And then somebody else in a similar vein here did some one-to-one stuff.
Yeah.
Which is I think I sort of offer as a bit of a sideline, and that is why I do it.
That's cool.
If the easiest way to put it, if I could do my job for free, I would
stay and do it.
and I love doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You got mortgage to pay, that's the only problem.
That's it. Yeah.
But I love seeing people. I love helping people. I love seeing people. I hate bullies. I've always hated bullies. And when to see somebody be able to get the confidence to change their life, and I've been one little bit of that, and I am away a little bit of it, but that means the world to me.
Yeah.
So definitely a couple of people.
Well, weirdly, in back return, when you were saying that, I remember a situation where I was in a training situation. I've been very lucky over the years to have worked with some great companies, worked for some great companies that have put investment in and trained me in certain aspects. And I can remember sitting in one particular, and the trainers were quite weirdly ex-military. It was up in up near Liverpool. And it was you were there for 3 or 4 days in this hotel, and you didn't escape, and it was it's quite intense.
Yeah.
And on the third day, I can remember they sort of hit a note with me, something that was going on, and I literally, and you just break down.
Yeah.
And it happened, and they took me on one side and said, right, what's and sort of helped me out. And to that, I mean, that was the whole part of the course, was to, as I found out, was to break you, to see how far you could be pushed before you go.
Yeah.
I managed, it's the third day, I did all right.
But it's empowering. We've all got.
But do you know what?
All got something in it.
It's phenomenal when you find out how far you can go. So it's really cool.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, theory's brilliant, and there's some people that, I'll teach a little bit of theory, but I always get it then round to scenario based, and let's have the discussions that you won't have in normal courses. So
Yeah.
and that's where the change happens. It's like the best party is always in the kitchen.
Oh, God,
Well,
this is why we do Beer with Bourne.
then this is why I love this.
The best conversations in business, I think, sometimes are done at the bar.
100%. Yeah.
So, hence the Beer with Bourne bit.
Yeah, and mate, to even get invited to this, genuinely, it really, really appreciate it. Because this
I heard about you.
well, this sort of no bullshit.
Before I met you, I was like, he sounds like a really interesting
Honest,
guy.
authentic people. I'm just magnetised to them.
Well, that's great.
And it's the way, because the world is life's too short. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you one thing. So bringing it back to so in the intelligence world, if I'm dealing with, let's say, somebody who's part of a terrorist network, and I'm speaking to them in order to gain some information.
Yeah.
You can have every single trick in the book, and our training was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It all comes down to trust-based relationships. No matter what they are, who they are, what they think.
Yeah.
I work for the government, they do what they do. It comes down to genuine trust.
Yes.
Because if they out me, I'm dead. If I out them, they're dead.
Yeah.
It's so important. And that trust, it has to be ethical, it has to be legal.
Yeah.
For me to persuade or influence them to do what I'm asking them to do.
Yes.
And me to put my neck in the line to do it.
Yeah.
It comes down to trust, and
Yeah.
it's the same in terrorism all the way through to basic relationships.
Yeah.
And the same principles apply.
Slightly different
unauthentic.
outcome though, but
Essentially,
because I genuinely do. I was once very unhappy at work in a particular role, and I was very unhappy.
Yeah.
And then, so I've been doing Born with Ben, and I love it. I've been doing it for 8 years, and maybe 1 or 2 days you're kind of driving home and you're thinking, oh, that was a really bad day. And my wife went, yeah, but think back to how you felt before previously. You hadn't had a bad day. Not really.
Yeah.
And when you are looking at jobs so important as anti-terrorism, and the outcome of a bad day could be way more than just feeling sorry for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hats off to you for looking after us all.
To me, it was the best job ever, really.
So what does your kind of ideal client look like? Who are they?
Ideal client. That's a good. I mean, it's one of those questions that we all every time we're thinking. So I've got like certain industries.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I'm looking for teams or accidental managers who maybe, let's say you're in an engineering firm and you've started as a Saturday girl or the Saturday boy. You've worked your way up.
We see this a lot. We go into businesses and we meet people who have got the title of marketing manager.
Yeah.
No disrespect to them, but sometimes you do think, when they glaze over when you ask certain questions, you do think, you might have the title, but you've not got the background.
Yeah.
So we actively encourage. Our job is to make them look good.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So sometimes people end up in the wrong. They end up by accident in management and then go, what the hell?
Yeah, 100%.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
And they, nobody really gets people training. Again, the theory's brilliant. If you get a chance to, do different qualifications and certainly all your technical stuff, absolutely you need that. Those are your essentials. What I find that people don't even recruit for, and when people are in managers' roles, they have that imposter syndrome, which we all have a part of.
Yeah.
And it's the difficult part is they spend 99% of their time dealing with HR issues.
Yeah.
When that's not their job, it is their job. So my ideal client is those middle managers.
Yes.
Well, there's two really. There's the middle when I'm doing my leadership stuff. So really I do behavioural conflict and enhanced leadership.
Yeah.
So the enhanced leadership is, I'm not there to train them in the theory of leadership and all the rest of it. What I concentrate on is, you're already a manager or a leader.
Yes.
It's about how you engage with people and team dynamics and individual relationship intelligence effectively.
Absolutely, yeah.
How can you persuade and influence people ethically and legally and properly and actually, have that confidence to get things wrong, have the confidence to let your team approach you.
Yeah.
And then on the conflict side, it's giving people like, let's say a venue like this beautiful Cozy Club in Nottingham, hospitality, housing providers, for those staff that are dealing with either the public or in situations where it's potentially volatile, is to spot that early. By all means do self-defense classes, but if you're going hands-on, it's a bit too late.
Yeah.
So it's giving people, and especially women and girls, because us men don't know we're born, we really, really will never experience the abuse and the public harassment women get, and it is disgraceful.
Absolutely.
And it's giving people the confidence to be able to go out to where they want, wear what they want, when they want, or do their day job and be able to spot things early and have the confidence to de-escalate it safely and make safe decisions. So there's sort of two. One is the team dynamics, human relationships bit for managers and teams, and then the other bit is those that are in jobs where they might have a bit of volatility. So it's a bit of a split thing. So.
Absolutely. Weirdly, so my first, what I class as my proper job, really, I went to work for this particular firm. It was an exhibition. And on the first day, I said to my line manager at the time, and I said, why is the boss outside sweeping the car park? And he went, because we're all busy and it needs doing. And I learned very quickly that he was, and I mimic him, still to this day, my management style, probably Carly will be able to tell you this, my management style is, I'm just one of the, I am no different to anybody in the business. And so, his style was, well, if it needs doing, I'll do it. But when I ask you to do it, you're going to do it because you've seen me do it. He led from the front, and I totally agree with that. And absolutely, there's no blame game. if a mistake happens, we learn from it.
Yeah.
But nobody gets grilled. Good God, no.
You're
Somebody
right.
walks in,
Yeah.
you know, if Carly's hit traffic, she walks in 10 minutes late, it's not stress. It's never
Yeah,
a problem.
exactly.
She works bloody hard for me and works with me, actually. She doesn't work for me. Carly works with me. And, you know, that's how it should be.
Exactly. And that's... Is it slightly different in the military, in the police? Yes. Let's say we're in a riot situation and I've got a PSU, so a public order serial. So, you know, it's normally an inspector, you know, 3 sergeants, 18 PC, something like that. So let's say we're getting bricks and stuff thrown at us. Yeah. And me as the inspector say, take that guy throwing the petrol bombs out. Yeah. That's not the time for discussion.
No.
But the thing is, you won't have people, your team won't argue the toss if you've already built the trust.
That's it.
So you build the trust in the day-to-day stuff you do. You don't build it in crisis.
Yeah.
And what you've said there, I could run my course in 2 minutes and say something like, think of all the worst managers you've had, what made them really bad, do the opposite. There you go. That's one of the easiest ways to think. Don't be a bad boss. Yeah. But I've learned more from my bad bosses than I have from my good bosses.
What not to do.
Exactly. Be human, because at the end of the day, you know, as you say, you work together, you just happen to have a title. That's a great attitude to have. And that's probably why, you know, you'll get on really well with people.
Yeah, I am a people
person.
Because
once you start thinking you're better than people...
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, there's a time and a place to say do it, but that tends to be...
And there's a way of asking.
Of course, yeah. You're asking.
You ask, you don't tell.
Yeah, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, isn't it?
So, Garth, just going back slightly, in your military training, is there one tip that you could give people in business from your military training that would help them slightly or give them an edge?
Yes, there's a phrase I'll use. It's used in the military quite a lot, more so in the States in here, but calm is contagious.
Okay.
So calm as in C-A-L-M for my dodgy accent. Calm is contagious. So, and it's part of the fight, flight and freeze process. So even though you're doing the swan, your legs are going mad under the water, that's natural. It's really, really natural to be, your brain to be having the fight, flight and freeze in your body and physiological effects when you're under some sort of stress or threat. That's normal. Yeah. But the calmer you are, the quicker that dissipates. You keep the right elements of it, so you can be like laser focused with your eyes. You know, you want that extra cortisol and adrenaline to help give you the energy to focus, really be hyper focused on things. But if you're calm, certainly as a leader, everybody around you picks up on that calmness. Yes. So, and that could be something as simple as from your voice. Yeah. There's little tips to sort of help structure that. So if you're making decisions, have a structured decision-making model, which is, again, dead easy. There's all sorts of different ones out there. But calm is contagious. So get into the habit of being calm. Practice under pressure. Yes. So the military do it. We train hard, fight easy. That's the best way to do it. So all the emergency services, paramedics, police, ambulance, Coast Guard, etc. Every time you train and you practice real scenarios as close as you can get, so as your body and your brain gets used to that chaos. And it is chaos, it is controlled chaos. Yeah. And you know what, the more time you expose yourself to it, you're effectively conditioning yourself to be able to be calmer under pressure. Okay. So if you can remain calm, which is why I encourage people, test things out, have your discussions. If you did this, what would happen?
Is that whole putting yourself out your comfort zone?
100%.
That boss I mentioned earlier, he always said to me, do one thing a day that terrifies you. Yeah. Whether it be a cold call or something. And he said, because without that, you don't know what you can achieve.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you know, learn from it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, calm is contagious.
And actually, you can tell when people. My business partner Ben, Carly will back this. He's incredibly calm. He's actually quite laid back and slightly comes across sometimes as a bit really chilled. Yeah. But in a meeting situation, he's brilliant. Yeah. Because he just is very, very calm. I'm a little bit excitable. I know I am. I can be up here and down here, and I jump around a little bit, which can come across as a bit scatty. But yeah, Ben is very calm. Yeah, that's where you make a good point there. So, depending on the context, there's a time to up your game. And go into what I call beast mode. Yeah. Certainly in the personal safety stuff I teach, there's definitely a beast mode. If somebody's attacking you deal with it. Yeah. If you've tried everything else. But yeah, so it's that, certainly as a leader in a business, if it's something that's not life-threatening, that calm and just take
take what time you can. Major reasons for that is, say, one, you're leading by example. As long as you're decisive. So there's a difference between being calm and being indecisive. That's a bad thing.
Yeah, that's totally.
So I always say, if you sit in the fence, you'll get splinters in your arse. You know, so don't sit in the fence. Make a decision. But make a decision. Use your team every time. You know, another one, if I can add one in. So let's say I've got an idea as the boss, and let's say I'm the most experienced person on the team, and the buck stops with me. If I'm going to ask my team and run my idea past them, a really good way, most of the time, is before you say what you're going to do, is say, this is the problem we're trying to solve. I've got an idea, but I'd like to run it past you as the team. And then you make the decision. But because if you tell them what you're thinking, some people, especially more inexperienced or junior ones, go, oh, if you think so, boss. For all sorts of reasons. Either the brown nose or because they're a little bit intimidated. So ask your team first, and then, number one, the team feels included, and they should feel included. Number two, you don't have all the good ideas. And that's why you've got a team. Why have a team if you're not going to ask them? Why get specialists in for photography or marketing that if you're not going to use them? Because then they start to feel, well, what's the point of having me? If you're not going to ask me about training, why have me as the head of training? And then the trust breaks down. It comes back to trust. If you have a team and they're there for a reason, and some of the most junior people day one, have you any good ideas? Because they might say, why do you do it like that? Because the answer is, we always have done.
I hear that.
Doesn't mean it's right. So,
when we have and I know it's politically correct, I'm probably not meant to say brainstorming, am I? Probably meant to say thought shower, aren't I? But when we always say, no idea is a crap idea. Because you might throw something out, and I actually, Carly will probably nod behind the camera, I normally start that sort of session off with, I've got an idea, but it might be crap. But I'll throw it in, because I'll say something, and then Carly might go, oh, no, you know, now you've said that. Or Ben will go, actually, that is wrong, but this could work. And that sort of, everybody throws their ideas into the middle of the table. Absolutely. There is no bad idea, because any idea could kick something off.
100%.
That is something.
And it works with so many other things. Like, I encourage companies, if they're doing a job description and they're hiring somebody new, let's say the post hasn't been filled for a while, ask the team or people that have done it, say, if you were writing this job description, what would you put
in it? Absolutely.
Because number one, it gives the other people to, you know, they say, well, actually, you know what, I've been doing this bit for years. This might be a better job. You might end up rewriting. But if you dictate things to people and it's all top down, don't be surprised if when you as the boss are about to step off the cliff that people go, well, you've told us 8 or 9 times in a row now that you're not interested, or you've indicated you're not interested in our opinion. It's clear you're going to do the wrong thing and your company's going to fall down. They're not going to tell you, why should they? So you reap what you sow.
I know a businessman who does quite a lot of public speaking, and he's quite comical when he speaks, but he always says, if your business is crap, it's because you're crap. You made the decision, so...
Yeah, a lot of truth in that, definitely.
Now, my last question to you really is, you're going out to dinner, you've got a table of 4, and you're going out, dead or alive, famous or not. Who's the other 3 you're going to invite?
Oh my God. Dead or alive. Whoa, that's a good one.
See, somebody asked me this over Christmas, and it made me really think.
That's a great question. Right, okay. So...
And do you know what? It can be for various reasons. Just you want to meet him, or you think, go for it.
I'll go for one extreme to the other. So
mine was.
So politics, obviously Northern Ireland. I keep away. I never put anything political on LinkedIn or anywhere else. But as it is part of my DNA, there was a chap called Jerry Fitt, who was a politician in Northern Ireland that had troubles. When it was extremely unsafe to do so, Jerry Fitt basically was the voice of reason between both extremities. I would love to, he's long dead, I would love to sit down and have a beer with him and just say, what was it like? He probably saved so many lives and had the voice of reason. So I'd love to sit down with Jerry Fitt.
That's cool.
The other one, so two more? So 2 more. I'd love to have a beer with somebody like, probably Bruce Springsteen. And why? I love his music. I used to dress ridiculously in the 80s. There's something about the fact I grew up in a council estate. There's something about that. His lyrics, I love a storyteller. So for a couple of he's a storyteller, not the best singer in the world, but his lyrics and his get yourself out and you can do better. Not that, you know, council estate people are the salt of the earth, and most people, my mum and dad are still in the same council estate.
There's something about empowering people. I'd love to sit there with him because I think he tells a story and gives people hope that there's a different day. And then the third one, you know what? Someone like Michelle Obama. I think Michelle Obama has got that calmness. She's got whatever your political persuasion is. She's got a calmness. She's got a grace about her. She's got this power about her.
Yeah.
And I would love to sit down. I think she would calm me down.
Would she?
Yeah, I think I would just love to sit down and just understand. And you know what? I wouldn't ask her about politics.
No.
I'd just have a normal chat with her.
Yeah, yeah.
And all three of them, apart from Jerry Fitt, I'd ask about what it was like and what were his fears and sort of hopes and aspirations. The rest of them, I wouldn't ask them anything to do with their jobs.
No.
I'm not their celebrity status, not interested, not into celebrities at all.
Cool.
I just want a normal conversation like you'd have in a pub. Game of darts, pint. I just sit down and Michelle Obama.
Cool. And on that note, cheers.
Cheers, Slon.
Thanks, Garth.
Cheers, thank
Cheers.
you.